I don't really want to do something just to do something. I want to do something because I enjoy doing that something. Today I start the Benton Mackaye Trail, or Benton Mackaye. I'm sorry, I hope I figure that out soon. But leaving my car at Amicalola Falls State Park at the beginning of the Appalachian Trail. These two trails start in the same place, and hiking about 300 miles north to the northern end of the Great Smoky Mountains. So it should take me about 2 weeks. Unfortunately, it looks like the next 3 days it's going to rain really hard. But I brought my umbrella, and you can't always choose the weather, so it is what it is. I could wait a few days, or I could start now and have fun. So I'm gonna start now and have fun instead. So I did not complete this trail, and frankly, I did not really have fun. It's nothing against the Benton Mackaye. It's a fantastic trail. It's beautiful. The wildflowers were incredible. I loved the green, luscious forest. As a whole, this hike for me was just like a fun duality of trying to stay positive and moving forward while things slowly unraveled for me as I kind of went along. So it didn't really work out for me, unfortunately. So maybe the lesson here is, before you begin your hike, how deeply invested are you into the hike? Where is your heart at? When it came to the Pacific Crest Trail, or doing the Appalachian Trail, or so many other hikes I did, I was out there for the hike, you know, and I was going to do whatever it took to be able to finish that hike. You know, it wouldn't have mattered if I had $0 in my bank account and 1,000 miles to go. I was gonna figure out a way to complete that hike, because I wanted to see it through and to see every mile, and I was so deeply invested. And I think for a lot of through hikes, that's really where your head has to be at. Because the longer the trail, the higher the likelihood of things going wrong. When it comes to the AT or the PCT or any really big giant goal that you have, what are you gonna do to see it through? You know, or does it matter if you see it through? People always want to know about the bad things on trail, and I think a lot of times people don't talk about the bad because they are so deeply invested in finishing that they don't want the negativity of, you know, thinking about, am I not going to finish? So when it comes to like injuries on trail or problems on trail, or your budget is running really thin, you know, I think a lot of people don't really want to talk about it. They don't really want to think about it. They just want to try and deal with it day by day, you know, and keep pushing forward, because ultimately that's what matters most to them, is enjoying it and pushing it forward. So that is the first white blaze of the Appalachian Trail and the southern terminus of the Appalachian Trail. A 2,193 mile footpath from Georgia to Maine. Now I've done that before and then some, but for me, that is also the southern terminus of the Benton Mackaye Trail. So here goes roughly 300 miles through the mountains, a whole new Appalachian experience. So yesterday, that storm was coming in fast and hard. I think around like 3 p.m. I started hearing like the grumbles of thunder, and they just kept getting closer, closer, and closer. The rain just starts smashing down. It starts coming down so hard. Lightning is crashing all around me. And, you know, I'm frantically setting up my tent. So I stayed dry, and after about an hour, the rain slowed down, the thunder subsided. But yeah, I guess that's what I get for starting this trail when I am well aware that my first 3 days are going to be like that. So there's a high chance that it's going to rain most of today. There's an even higher chance it's going to rain all of tomorrow. And it is what it is. What am I gonna do? So we'll see what we can do today. Try and stay dry, stay safe, and enjoy this trail. So let's check it out. The rains come and go, freedom in the morning, rain jacket and umbrella through the day, a break for dinner before the storm comes again overnight. The rain alone, I don't mind maybe, but at this point I hadn't realized it yet, but I forgot some gear about 15 miles back. It's been a long time since I've done something like that, and though it could be much worse, these little things definitely start to add up. Alright, we're now on day 3 of the Benton Mackaye Trail, and yesterday was rough physically. The first 2 days I've done about 21 miles each day, and this trail just doesn't have any flat. It's just up one mountain, down another mountain, up another mountain, and it's just never ending. So first day felt great. Second day, everything is sore. My legs are sore, my feet are sore, my brain was sore. And so I'm hoping today will be a little bit easier and I can relax a little bit more. So yeah, add on top like the very wet weather. It like stormed like crazy last night again. And it's making things a little bit harder than it needs to be. So day 3. So, as you're hearing my voice right now, I'm on day 4 of the Benton Mackaye Trail. And unfortunately, this hike is not going very well for me in many different ways. But I think there's maybe a good lesson here, regardless of what may happen to me on this hike. And we'll get to that, but first, starting this trail, I knew I was going to be in for 3 days of rain. I even contemplated waiting 3 days to start my hike. Well, that 3 days of rain has now turned into 4 days of straight rain. And it looks like, based on the weather forecast, that it's probably going to be 7 days of straight rain. So that's not particularly the most fun. And then the next thing, I'm dealing with, I guess, a lingering injury from the last hike I did, and that would be plantar fasciitis in one foot. So in the mornings, I really hobble around, and then probably like the final third of my day, it really bothers me. And if I'm stopped for a long period of time, when I get up, it hurts quite bad. So lots of rain, plantar fasciitis. And then right now, to kind of top things off, I was coming out here with the intention of doing some like fishing, some fly fishing in the many rivers along the BMT. I still have my fishing rod, but I accidentally left my little pack of everything that I actually need to use my fly rod. I left it back maybe 30 miles ago, 40 miles ago now. So now I have a fishing rod, but no way to actually use it. It's kind of been a rough start, I guess, in that way. Day 4, not sure if I should follow through and do the thing for the sake of doing it, or maybe quit and go potentially have more fun doing something else. So this sign marks the border of Georgia and Tennessee. So I think right now I'm about 90 miles into the trail, and unfortunately, I kind of think I'm gonna quit. You know, I'm like 100 miles in. There's like another 200 miles to go, and unfortunately, I'm just not really looking forward to it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. The trail's very pretty. It's a very nice trail. I love all the green. I love all the flowers. I love the mushrooms, the sounds of the birds. I don't love the rain, and it has rained every single day since I've started. And tomorrow looks like big rain again. I'm kind of dealing with some plantar fasciitis in my left foot. So about halfway through the day, or around like 2 o'clock, that starts to get quite painful. The trail's really great. It's really nice. I like being in the clouds. I like a lot about it, but I kind of feel like my heart's just not in it this time. So I chose to call it a day. I let all those little things take my fun away from me. You know, maybe if this was a larger goal, like the Appalachian Trail or Pacific Crest Trail or Arizona Trail, or something that maybe I've planned for and cared for deeply for a very long time, maybe my mind would have been in a different place. But instead, I chose to quit, and I chose to go back to my car and regroup and go do the Foothills Trail, which in the end was a fantastic choice, because I absolutely loved that experience. It was wonderful from beginning to end, and I had so much fun out in South Carolina. And then on top of it, my girlfriend said that she wanted to do something fun as well. So we went off to go do El Camino de Costa Rica, and we walked about 200 miles across the country. So I think I made the right decision to pivot and do something else. But now I'm kind of left with a bit of a problem. I'm still dealing with some like lingering injuries in my left leg, my shin, my foot. What I thought was going to be a good warm-up for the year back in January and February with the Florida Trail kind of turned out to be a little bit more taxing than maybe I expected. So I don't really know what the rest of this year holds for me. At this point kind of thinking maybe the John Muir Trail, maybe a really long bikepacking trip. I've never been bikepacking ever before, and that could be fun and a good way to rest my body and muscles in a very active kind of way. Who knows, maybe the lowest to highest if I'm gonna be out by the Sierra. So Foothills Trail, Camino de Costa Rica, and maybe it's time for a short rest. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching.